Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Let's Sserafim accused of copying Katseye. Hee Jin's new company, Newjeans Petition, Bargo Bomb.
Is the Sserafim copying Katseye? But what is going on with Hee Jin and Newjeans? More nepotism accusations, puck bomb, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. Yeah, but without further ado, let's get into today's news. So the Seraphim recently had their comeback with Spaghetti, a very fun, quirky song similar to Gnarly. Immediately as soon as the song came out, I knew, actually before it came out, I knew people were going to compare it to Gnarly.
No.
Well, I said that based on the snippet, but yeah, when you hear the song is not gnarly. No, it's just the snippet gave me a gnarly inspired, but yeah, the song.
Because I feel like, in my opinion, I'm able to quote a lot more in Gnarly than I am to quote Spaghetti. The only thing that stuck to me in Spaghetti is
Eat it up, eat it up.
But after that, they have like verses, but some of the verses I can't.
I think what's the miss, as I said yesterday in Lesser Film's reaction, what was a miss for me is that they didn't do the English version for the music video. I think if they did an English version for a music video, we might have quotables here. But right now, no, reading the captions, I just hate reading the captions. I do not like it.
You don't get the flow either.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Like it's just, to me, it's a missed opportunity.
You know, some people are doing it lovingly. Oh, they're label mates and they have, you know, both fun, quirky songs. But some people are accusing the Seraphim of copying Katseye. For example, their facial expressions. So as we can see, there is a part in their song and their choreography where they do these facial expressions where they're shocked, you know? Is this SBS? Oh my gosh. This better not be SBS. And here's some of the comments. I don't want to be the one to say it, but I think y'all know. LOL, you guys are reaching OMG. Gnarly this, gnarly that. They had Crazy before Gnarly, so let's not. People mentioning Gnarly, but to me it's giving Pierrot and Crazy's little sister, Pierrot. It's like Gnarly 2.0. Silence yourself now. Before Gnarly, they had the same concept. All y'all chanting Gnarly, I implore you to go look up
Everyone who keeps saying Gnarly, no, it's not giving Gnarly. We're not part of the same camp. Go on the other side, because you're the only one who think that way.
It's not gnarly. It's not gnarly. I think the only thing might have been gnarly inspired is the cursing in the song. They kind of saw that, okay, in Gnarly, that cursing, it was not that, I don't know, I don't think it mattered.
Not a deal breaker.
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't a deal breaker, so they kind of, let's try to be edgy. That's the only thing, if you want to say, because of Gnarly's that cursing. Aside from that, yeah, it didn't really give me Gnarly.
Stop comparing this with Gnarly like it's a different group. Now, like I mentioned, there are some people doing this comparison lovingly. For example, in this TikTok, I love when idols do the shock facial expression on stage, and it's a comparison between Katseye's Gnarly and the Seraphim's Spaghetti.
Mountain Performance TV is the hardest working software.
Expressions are so much fun in a K-pop stage. Like sometimes you can tell the company told the idol to like not do facial expressions. So of course, Le Sserafim actually got this accusation before Spaghetti was even released. Because we could kind of tell that Spaghetti was gonna be quirky, people immediately assumed Gnarly. But then fans were like, okay, well what about, you know, Le Sserafim's other quirky stuff? What about Crazy? So on and so forth. So let me know what you think of this whole conversation. Particularly when it comes to facial expressions, you think it's pretty ridiculous. Just that one group is copying another because of their facial expressions. Do you see the similarities between the two songs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But before we move on to the next subject, I did want to take a minute to talk about Spaghetti because everyone is saying this part in Spaghetti sounds familiar. Let me know what you think, okay? Do you hear it? I mean, other than that, I actually haven't watched the music video yet.
I mean, like, it is kind of similar. If you take that cat and slow it down a little bit, it would be the same thing almost. But that, I mean, okay, that's just a sample probably, though. I don't necessarily, when people sample other stuff all the time.
I love Kitty got a suit.
I will be reacting to it for channel members, but I love the vibe of the song. So far, I've been loving the outfits as well. They're really colorful. The lyric "bad bitch in between your teeth" is absolutely my favorite. There's this move at the beginning where they're on the floor and they like spin and it just looks so smooth. But on that note of lyrics, there is a B-side on Spaghetti and people have been discussing the lyrics to that as well because they think the Seraphim are mentioning everything that happened with Hee Jin. These are the lyrics. My roof collapsed at that time. My everything disappeared like a lie. Tell me what is real. Tell me what is true. Please stop. April's storm. So what happened in April? People are theorizing this refers to April 2024, of course, when they had their Coachella performance and received a lot of backlash for it. Also seemingly the same time frame when Hee Jin had her press conference. So the group were going through a lot at that time. So more lyrics from the song. Even if I can't see an inch ahead, up tempo, I held on to my mental to survive. A tunnel where the end of darkness comes. The measures of my life doesn't change. Hurt like a bitch, but baby, we're alive. Just a reminder, April 2024, Sserafim went through one of the worst hate trains in K-pop history. They turned off comments for over a year from the deep threats. Inche's family even had to step into.
I mean, could be addressing that. Yeah, we did react to the B-side. It was a AGT performance. So the captions were auto-generated. I didn't really read what the song was about. It's just more listening to it. So I didn't really focus on the lyrics. I don't see why not. That is possible, yeah.
Defend her minor relative. Sserafim won't forget. And
now, I don't know if they write their own music or not, but they might have input. Just say like this is what they want to talk about, and the writers kind of come up with they actually put the thoughts to lyrics.
You're not. My real genuine artist, just like Hee Jin once said, being vulnerable is like giving somebody a bow with an arrow pointed at yourself. But they don't care if y'all mock them for talking about this, because this is their real feelings and experiences they talk about in their music. So of course, let me know your thoughts about that, and we'll actually move on to our next topic, which also involves Hee Jin. So Hee Jin has been in the news recently because it seems she registered a new company. People found that she registered for a company called OK. The company's business scope includes celebrity management, music, and album production and distribution, as well as concert and event planning and production. This marks Min's first professional move since being dismissed from Adore's board of directors in November 2024. So this article is saying it will be difficult for Hybe to claim that Hee Jin violated a non-compete agreement because Hybe already terminated its shareholder contract with her and filed a separate.
Yeah, wasn't the thing where Hybe even said that the shareholder contract no longer valid because it was like terminated? So she could do whatever she wants.
She's a free agent.
Yeah, she's free. I don't know why that Hybe would wanna because to me I never got the impression Hybe wanna claim her. Hybe kind of want her to go do your own stuff, just leave us alone.
Maybe trade secrets. I don't know.
Lawsuit to confirm the termination.
Unless she had like a non-compete that lasts like 5 years or something, because a non-compete can be for like 5 years, 10 years. I mean, I don't know, it really depends. So if she had a non-compete clause that lasts years, then yes, even though the contract is terminated, the clause is still valid. Even the contract, after the contract reaches its term, you still like post-contract, you have like 5 years non-compete. So
So they're basically saying the non-compete clause existed within that disputed shareholder agreement and no additional restrictions were established after its cancellation. So apparently this seems to be within her rights. As a result, the future of OK largely depends on the court's decision expected on October 30th. So essentially, if what they're saying is true, that Hee Jin is free to open her own company. If Newjeans win the case in that their contracts are terminated with Adore, they seemingly might be free to join Hee Jin's company. But again, I'm not a lawyer, take this with a grain of salt. So the company's name was seemingly OK, but then Hee Jin started posting OOAK, only one always known, seemingly confirming this is the company that she is registering for. Here are some comments. OK, savings bank. OK, cashback. She could totally shoot a commercial. Please, Newjeans. These kids look like bait, meaning they're going to attract a lot of attention. Guess I don't have good taste. Feels like something that's been overly produced. Doesn't look pretty anymore. Awkward. Wow, this is actually really good. Please debut a boy group. But then from there, it seems that 32 influential Korean figures submitted a petition to the court and the government protesting the fact that Newjeans have been banned from activities. So if we remember, Newjeans basically said, their contracts are terminated, and they started promoting as NJZ, even set to release a song as NJZ, the whole shebang. But then I believe Adore filed an emergency injunction to prevent them from doing that, and it was granted. So they were forced to stop everything as NJZ, with of course them being still able to do things as Newjeans if they wanted to. So in a statement released on October 22nd, these intellectuals stated that the prohibition imposed on NJZ from participating in any entertainment activity was concerning and highlighted the lack of agency for artists in the South Korean industry compared to that in the US. And this is what the petition says. Unlike the United States, an advanced nation in the entertainment industry, South Korea lacks a public agency system to protect the legal interests of entertainers. Moreover, the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism standard contract itself is problematic, as it ties an artist's entire livelihood to a single agency for as long as 7 years while imposing obligations solely on the entertainer. So it seems that they go on.
I mean, yeah, but that is still a contract. If change the contract if you don't like it. Like, to me, it's just, I don't know. I don't see how that matters. Like, if you sign a contract, the contract is binding. Now, if you want to go claim, start saying, oh, I was underage when I signed it, I didn't understand what I was signing, that's a separate story. I do think there's a claim to make there, and we can go into, debating can underage people really sign the contracts for them? Do the parents, when the parents sign it, should because should then the parent be responsible, not you? Because like the parents signed me for something. That's crazy, like. So I mean, I do think there's interpretation in that sense, but the contract is still a contract, though. They're not debating that they were misunderstanding the contract when they signed. At least we haven't heard nothing like that. The argument is they just don't like the contract anymore, like 4 or 5 years in, which is, well, too bad, so sad. You still have 2 years left. If their argument was, I didn't know what I was getting into, I was, bamboozled, a little different.
How many years are they now together, like as a group? If like nothing, if everything was to continue,
I think they're like 3 years in, or something, 3 to 4 years in. Yeah,
that's a lot of time.
Yeah, so
that's like right in the middle, not even in the middle of it.
That's about halfway. It's about halfway. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if the claim was that they were bamboozled, they didn't know what they were signing, I would look at it differently than what they're claiming right now, which is just basically release us. I don't like this anymore. Like, it doesn't work like that.
And to say that Pyeongtaek established a door with a capital investment of 16 billion Korean won, which is about 11 million USD, and HYBE made it 4 times their investment after Newjeans debuted. In a case like
that, doesn't matter how much money they made of them. It's like I invest into Amazon stock when it was early. I make 100 times, and now Amazon saying, oh, I'm going to relieve your stock, and I'm not going to, you can't have the stock anymore, and you're not get compensated for it because you already made enough of it.
The entitlement.
I still own it.
This, if it were in the United States, where certified agencies manage such contracts, the artists would have been able to secure the right to either obtain free agent status through an opt-out clause or renegotiate their contracts. We ask that the government step in at the national level and, through broad social consensus and mediation, prevent a situation in which the members' desired activities are fundamentally banned due to one court decision rooted in an incorrect standard contract. We hope that serious consideration will be given to adopting the American-style certified agency system as a fundamental solution to the frequent contract disputes and conflicts between entertainers and agencies, an issue that seems to occur only in South Korea. People need to realize how absolutely effed it is for the K-pop industry to try and blacklist.
No, not really. Drake just sued UMG just last year. He lost, but he did still sue, so not just South Korea.
One of their top artists, 5 young girls, for the sin of speaking up against their label. No matter what you think of them or their artistry, it's effed, inhumane, and anti-art. They are not banned from activities, lol. Go back to a door or pay to leave. Like any other contract. Are these really intellectuals and experts that they don't know basic contract stuff? So of course it seems we'll find out the court's final decision on October 30th, so barely a week from now. But with all that said, of course, let me know, what do you think? Do you think we need to take a better look at these contracts, these 7-year contracts, which, by the way, it's kind of new that contracts are now only 7 years long. They used to be a lot longer. I mean, there was a huge change in K-pop once when 3 members of DBSK sued SM Entertainment.
I mean, if we want to talk about, is it okay 7-year contract or whatever, I think there's a lot to discuss, and I think things could be different, because I feel like signing a 15-17-year-old to a 7-year contract is kind of ridiculous to me. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think it's right, but once the contract is signed, it is signed. So unless the claim is I didn't know what I was doing, then to me nothing else matters. Now if somebody does eventually come for a lawsuit and say, okay, they bamboozled me, they made me sign something without understanding, said I had no choice, basically put a gun to my head, not literally but figuratively speaking, that's different. I think there is a lot in that situation where you can say, like a teenager doesn't really understand the weight of that contract. So that, I think, that is worth a debate. That there's a lot to debate there, but it's just I haven't seen a case like that yet.
And the result of it was that contracts would now be shorter. They'd be 7 years long instead of, I think it was like 13 years or something like that. So it wouldn't be the first time that people look into contracts and realize, hey, this is a little much and maybe not fair. What do you think a fair contract would be, and what do you think the outcome will be for Newjeans? Let me know your thoughts.
What do you think a fair contract would look like? If you were to potentially put like your kid in it, or for you solo? I think if it's a kid, in my opinion, I would say a year.
I mean, whose perspective are we looking from? Because from the artist perspective, as short as possible, a year, 2 years contract, right? But from the business perspective, I think at the end of the day, business still has to make money. I think that if a contract
in 1 year, you can't tell if you're gonna make money with me or not.
I think realistically, I think it should be a 2-clause contract. whichever comes first. So one is I either make X amount of money that I invested into you. So let's say I want to make tenfold, right? I invest $1 million. I want to take 10 million off you. Profit, pure profit, not just revenue. If when the moment I make 10 million off you, the contract ends. You know, if I no, not 10 million, but like 10x. The moment I make 10x contract ends. Either that, or if you just a floppy group don't make nothing, then it's like, let's say, I don't know, 5-year contract. Like that. I think it would have to be like that because.
But I think they would put like a non-compete, so you're kind of like, maybe you should stay along with the company, because then if you have a non-compete, you're just sitting there doing nothing for at least another year or so.
I don't think non-compete is fair in that case, because you met your obligation, which is to make 10x.
Yeah, but then now if you go over to another company, I already invested the front work, I got you off just a little bit. Now you're gonna go over to someone else, and now you pop up with that person because they're a bigger machine. I'm gonna be like, hey. You know, we've seen that.
Yeah, but I do think it's fair if you fulfill your obligation, you fulfill your obligation. Now, 10x might be too little, though. I'm saying 10x as an example. Somebody might want to say 50x. You want to make 50x. I don't know exactly what is just. I think the number would have to be the average profit margin, you know, of like an average K-pop group. So I think that is fair. I just said 10x just as an example. I do believe it's more than 10x.
So are they responsible for pouring that money to pretty much?
I do think they have to. Yes, I do think they also. As part of the contract, the label has to be responsible to commit X amount of money into you as well. I think there has to be the minimum commitment required. Of course, minimum. You can invest more, but minimum commitment required. And then for the label, for the group to make X amount of that money in profit back, and that's where the contract we can renegotiate. I think from business perspective, that makes sense.
To renegotiate. Okay. I don't know, as a business now, you have the artists probably have a little bit more leverage.
Yes, definitely.
So
renegotiation, the artist. It's hard.
I'm not interested in renegotiating. I hate moving.
But you still need a label.
Year to year. Yeah, I understand that, but
you still need a label. You can't go just independent. You still need promotions.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to either devil you know the label you have now, or the devil you don't.
Sounds
take
like
a gamble with some
shopping.
It's similar, and that's why I feel like still there's some sort of trust established in the relationship with the current label, and the label is going to treat you better now because the label knows that there's a chance of you leaving, so they're gonna treat you better, and you gonna have a relationship with the label, so you probably inclined to stay. You only leave if you feel like the label has done you dirty. So I do think something like that would be fair.
It allows if it's a minor to change. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
After a year, okay, you're done.
What?
If after a year, so you know, like if you have like someone like a young girl group, one of the people, they see the situation, and so after the year ends, they don't resign, they leave.
Okay, but did they make the money back in the year, or like the X?
Oh, so there's no exit still?
No, that's what I'm saying. The exit is 5 years. It's either 5 years or make the X amount of money. That's what I'm saying.
Please.
No, but there has to be security for the business too, and no business is gonna give you a 1-year contract. It makes no sense.
I thought the artists still get it.
No, the artists get out after 5 years. Like if you clearly make no money in 5 years, okay, I don't want you no more. Deuces, bye. Mm-hmm. But if you are profitable, I do want you.
So what are you gonna do with me for 5 years?
Shelve you. Or like whatever I figured out. I don't know. I need somebody to work the cafeteria. You're gonna go work the cafeteria for me. I don't know what the fuck I want to do.
Still sounds like.
Well, it is hard, but that's life. You can't just sign somebody, pour money into them, and they just
lazy.
They don't.
If they're a minor, like allowing the minor to change their.
Oh no! No. There should be no contracts for minors like that overall. I don't know what to do about minors.
You should tie a minor into a contract.
I don't know.
That to me seems unethical.
I don't know what to do with the minors.
Both on the company and the parent side.
We have an update to the Pakbom situation.
Like when your parents put the bill under your name. And now you have the obligations if they don't pay off the bill.
I don't know. My parents never put no bill in the money.
No, that's like some people, they go through that.
I know. I've seen that, but I heard of that yeah, kids.
I didn't say you.
They get credit cards and kids' names.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I personally never encountered that.
But those kids are held liable.
Yeah.
For the responsibility.
Yeah, but they can prove they were kids at that time. So.
The thing is, I think the business would like
Yeah, but
check first, you know?
Oh, you would think, but if they don't check, and then you end up going to court. If somebody's claiming I took out the credit card in 2000, I was 15 in 2000, and now the credit card is
it's
half a
that
million
easy
debt.
to
It's
go?
not. No, it's not
a
easy. It's a process. But I'm just saying, like, if I was 15 when I took out the credit card, clearly I couldn't have taken that out. So what you telling me?
Basically, she made
You
a
gonna
post
send your
saying that she was
parents
suing
to
YG.
Not
jail?
your parent. Not
to
your.
jail for fraud.
I
For
guess.
fraud.
For
Yeah.
an obscene amount
What?
of money, alleging that she was paid for her activities, including writing songs for the company. Her company basically came out and said that all said.
Let's skip this. I'm tired of this park bomb. I don't.
Oh yeah, we did this already.
We
Guys.
did this like 3
There's no
times.
new
Let's just make
updates.
sure there is no new updates real quick. Yeah, we saw all this. Yeah, I think.
No need to be redundant.
Okay, but there's hold up. I think something here. There's maybe something a little different.
Industry can be. I really hope she has the best support system and is surrounded by love. Just to remind everyone how YG did 21 dirty. YG Entertainment did not even inform 21 that the group had disbanded. The members of the group, like their fans, found out about the disbandment through social media.
Minzy ages ago, and she said that she found out about the disbandment like through media. How did you find out?
Well, I did too. To be honest, I was at a Thanksgiving dinner and my phone blew up. But yeah, like, you know, those situations.
That's awkward.
Yeah, but yeah. But now, you know, that was very heartbreaking for me. But like I said, now I have a lot of freedom and just control over at least what I choose to do. So very exciting chapter for me.
Literally, YG
That's
said
a
to CL
horrible
she needs
time
some makeup
that people go during the holidays. I already bought the presents. I'm thinking I'm gonna have a job to come back to starting January after I make my resolutions. I'm like, no job.
21 TV.
Do you think they were able to do their things right after, or it's still there's like no copy? Like if
No,
they
it's right after you do whatever they want.
CL already stated before how their CEO Yan Hyun-suk called the members ugly and that they were supposed to use makeup even in rehearsal because he couldn't stand looking at them. She also said before the company tried to push her into plastic surgery, and yet y'all think Bom is crazy. For all the people saying she's effing mentally unstable, this is her truth regardless of her mental state. 21 is being called ugly for decades now from their own company, and Park Bom is just so effing brave to spill this. Of course, we have, you know, years and years of not even just for 21, but just companies in general not treating their.
I think what I would like to see happen in this case is I would like the other members of 21 to come out and support her, saying what she's saying is true. Then I would believe her 100%. It's just, you know, the fact of her mental issues, that's a little, you know, as we talked yesterday, it's a little hesitant for me to like take her seriously 100%. But if one person comes out and confirms what she's saying, I'm gonna believe her 100%.
Wow, that sounds like Lady Gaga. I only take one person.
Yeah, there's one person in this room. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I want someone to corroborate the story that, okay, this did happen. If someone says, then yes, that's all I need. It's just, as I said, yes, it's a little hard.
Idols very well. So there's a lot of people on her side with this. But of course, let me know your thoughts.
Sound familiar? At Mattress
Now,
Firm,
of course, I don't want that one person to be like a random person. It's like someone from 21, or at least someone who worked at YG at that given time.
Is the music show, this show, going to end? And what does that mean for Nugu Group? So it was recently reported that the show would be having its last episode on November 11th, quote, marking the end of its 14-year run. However, it's unclear whether this is like the final show of the year or if this is their final show ever. A representative from SBS Fun East stated, it's true that the November 11th broadcast will mark the end of this year's season, as the show has always been run on an annual season system. However, whether the program will officially come to an end has not yet been decided. We're currently in the process of confirming. But the prospect of the show being canceled at all has gained explosive reactions because a lot of people feel that the show is really one of the only music show programs that allow groups from smaller companies to succeed. Groups from smaller
I was about to say, who cares about the shows? Mostly small groups there. Yeah, I mean, true. It's the show. We rarely react to there because it's like the big groups don't go there. It's mostly I am subscribed to them, so just in case, you know, someone does show up. Yeah, it's mostly like the small stuff. So I guess, you know, they do have a point. This is an outlet for the small people to go, and maybe it should be there. Yeah.
That sucks if it
Yeah, it
goes
just should be
away.
there, yeah. But I guess on the same
We should have,
token,
like, at least one legacy act pull up every now and then.
but on the same token, maybe, you know, if it goes away, it's gonna make less K-pop groups because there's, you know, too many anyway.
companies will feel the sting. What a pity. This was the show where groups from smaller companies could still win #1. Now it must be hard to even go on music shows if you're not from a big company. No, my bias has a chance of winning #1 in the next week. The ray of hope from smaller company idols. Mind you, this show is the only chance for underrated groups to win something, and now it's gone. This means no more music shows wins for Newjeans and groups from smaller companies. What a loss for K-pop. It's just gonna be the same few groups winning over and over now. Not fun. Do you guys remember when the singing voice behind Rumi of K-pop Demon Hunters, Hee Jin, said the following about English lyrics in K-pop? I feel like K-pop is leaning more and more towards pop. I understand why there are so many English lyrics, but Korean is such a beautiful language. If it's K-pop, it should include Korean. At the same time, K-pop and English should blend together well. Since I understand both English and the nuances of Korean, the two languages should come together so listeners can really enjoy it. Fast forward to now, she released her song In Another World, and people noticed that it's entirely in English. So on one hand, there are some people saying that it's quite hypocritical of her to release a song in English.
Well, no, that's not hypocritical, because she said there's too much English in K-pop. She is not K-pop. She's American, who happens to be Korean. That doesn't make her K-pop. If she wants to come out as not a K-pop act, there's nothing wrong that she makes music in English. She called out K-pop for being too English. Now, whatever music she does as solo, that's not really a K-pop. K-pop is not for solos. K-pop is for groups. She's a solo act. So I don't think that's hypocritical. I think her criticism of K-pop, while I disagree with her, I disagree. I think the more English in K-pop, the better. For me personally, I really don't care for the Korean lyrics. I don't understand shit. Why would I care? But, so, you know, that's her opinion. It's fine. But I don't think it's hypocritical. I think it's fair.
Other people are like, I mean, she's not a K-pop artist, so
it's not like there's no space for just Korean music. Period.
Yeah, there is. We do react like some K-pop acts, like they're literally like 99%
it's so
Korean.
different from like, I feel like it's different. I feel like K-pop is like pop, Koreanized. So it's not like Korean music. It's not pop music. It's pop Koreanized. Okay. So that's different from what Korean music is, because they follow a set of rules and structure, and it's very different from Western music because they follow a set of rules and structure. So when I think of like the criticism of her wanting to not associate herself to doing K-pop music, it's just that style of music she may not necessarily want to produce independently. For Golden, for the K-pop Demon Hunters, it was different because the whole concept centered around a K-pop group in a competition. So her as a solo artist, it may be different what she actually produced as music compared to what she did for work as a part of a Netflix movie. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Oh, okay. Oof.
Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes you look at me real confused.
I mean, like, you basically reiterated what I said. It just,
I did?
Yeah, so like, it's fine.
What are you going on about? Didn't she say Korean artists should sing in Korean more, and yet her whole
No, she didn't say Korean artist. She said K-pop. K-pop is a genre. Doesn't mean every single Korean artist has to sing in Korean. No. Like,
that's what I said. You said that you won't say it again.
I said it first. You said that.
Okay,
yeah. So let's keep repeating each other. Okay?
She's not a K-pop idol. This isn't a K-pop song. This wasn't released under a K-pop banner / record label. It really is as simple as that. But y'all like to make fools of yourselves online because y'all can't make basic observation or even research. She said K-pop song specifically. Clearly, y'all cannot read. She's an American and lives in Brooklyn. This isn't a K-pop
right.
song.
She's an American. It's like, yeah, she's of Korean descent, but she's American. Like, what?
Idol and works under an American label.
To be fair, I guess Americans can be K-pop idols. We see Jen, Newjeans from Sserafim. There's plenty others, but still, she's not an idol.
Do you guys remember when All Day Project Annie was announced as the new MC for the 2025's Kyle Taejaejeon, taking the place of Girls' Generation's Yoona, who had been the MC for 10 years? So with that, a lot of people were accusing her of using her connections because she's a chaebol. Her grandfather is the chairman of Samsung, so they were basically accusing her of playing her way into this role. We discussed this in the last video.
Wouldn't you?
Producer.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think this is obviously we talk.
I'm not gonna struggle.
We talk about it, and we look at her a certain way, but. If any of us was in the same shoes, we would do the same for our granddaughters, or if we were their granddaughter, we would want the same for our grandparents. So it's just.
I look salty at the parents who say, "Oh no, my kid's gonna learn to hug
Yeah,
it."
that's just
silly.
That's silly. Yeah,
Why?
like Bill Gates said, he's not leaving his fortune to his kids. He's only leaving them a little bit. I don't know.
If I'm gonna learn something, I'm gonna learn something.
If I'm ever a billionaire, I'm leaving everything for my kids.
Yeah.
Now the motherfuckers can do whatever they want with it. I hope they don't gamble that way, but that's their business. I'm dead.
In charge for Kyle Taejaejeon, did an interview where he defended this choice. Annie has shown smart and charismatic leadership through various activities since her debut. She captured the public's attention in such a short time, and I thought she was an icon befitting the new era. This, of course, has received a ton of backlash. What an excuse, it's just not convincing at all. Honestly, it would have been better if they just said nothing. The new face of an era? That is so cringe, seriously. Huh? I guess they're just trying to kiss up. Ugh, this reeks of the capitalist class system. LMAO, a natural choice would have been Wonyoung Karina Seoyunor if they wanted 5th gen Minju. Okay, now the question is, what exactly did she do or contribute to the industry as a rookie that makes her stand out among the other rookies or makes her an icon? There are some people who are saying that no matter what she does, the nepotism accusations are just gonna come. So even if she did get something,
No, that's not true. I think if she earned it, then that was of course. Okay, I guess it is true. Some people would, but it wouldn't be like obvious. It would be like a case to be made. Okay, this is not nepotism. Right now, there's no case to be made. Right now, it is just straight up nepotism, and that's what it is.
barely, people are still going to say it's nepotism. But what do you think of this conversation?
Our wholesale partners.
So with that, let's move on to K-pop shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and our quick news. The Sserafim are set to appear on the Jennifer Hudson show on October 28th. Fans have been discussing EXO's Kaya on this show for seemingly calling out these two guys' behavior. So basically, they're watching these students have a blind date. Kai notices that the men don't even stand up and introduce themselves. It seems one of the guys said a joke that wasn't funny, so he calls that out too. So fans are just praising him for calling out this behavior. Boy Next Door's Taehan is under fire for chanting his own name while Hearts to Hearts were dancing.
Bring back the gentleman.
Behavior. Boy Next Door's
Bring back the gentleman.
Isn't he doing the international help symbol? That's not the symbol?
It is? Wait.
How's the symbol? Something like that, right? Yeah. Guys, isn't that the international SOS sign or something?
SOS.
Taehan is under fire for chanting his own name while Hearts to Hearts were dancing. It seems that his real name is Kim Dong-hyun. So some fans think it's just goofy and fun. Others think it's really disrespectful. 10 years after IU's song 23 was...
I don't want to say disrespectful, just kind of silly.
Very vain.
I don't weird, but I don't.
It's vain.
It's weird, I guess. Yeah.
She actually uploaded a dance performance video of it. All Day Project's Tarzan is under fire for a song he revealed on Instagram. She's the headline, other bitches free show.
Oh, so guys, yesterday
you sent me this. I wanted my minutes back.
You sent it to us on Instagram.
I wanted my minutes back.
I listened to it.
You guys are not nice.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
You guys are not nice.
It's not even about the lyrics, like the bitches and hoes. That's just classic rap. I really don't care about those lines. It's so bad.
Why would you post it? It's low production.
It was like a wannabe rapper on SoundCloud in like 2013. Like, it was just so bad.
It was super cheesy.
Like, for an idol to post this in a group. This is embarrassing. This is something you don't post. And not for the bitches and hoes lines. That's a whole separate story. We covered that in details yesterday. Just overall, this was horrible.
Because he's calling women bitches. So it seems like Yunjin of the Seraphim revealed that she had to fight the company to bleach her eyebrows. And I'm so glad she did because I think she looks so cool. When it comes to eyebrows, I don't know why people are so weird about it. Like, it's just like if you shave them, you bleach them, like they'll, typically grow back. I mean, I think it's such a subtle way to like embrace the ugly. Like, I
bleach what?
My eyebrows.
What eyebrows?
But it would be cool.
What? I don't see no eyebrows here.
Make it more
where's these eyebrows? Let me see. Let me borrow the glasses. I don't see nothing.
Obviously don't think they're ugly, but a lot of people think they're ugly. You see it all the time. Somebody bleaches their eyebrows, shaves their eyebrows off. It's like an edgier look. Or like in comment sections, people are like, yeah, no. And it's like, you just don't see the vision.
I don't like it personally, but
I want to shave my eyebrows so bad.
One time.
What, the bleach your eyebrows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like really blonde. I think
I mean, for yours, for yours would contrast. For white people, when they do it to me, just look like cancer patients. I don't like it.
But I just know everyone and their mothers will be like, you look ridiculous. And maybe I would. To be honest, maybe I would. But Yunjin doesn't. I think she looks so cool. And I think it was such a great idea. But yeah, I reckon that is basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so sorry I haven't been releasing any podcasts. There's a lot going.
Alrighty.
Hey guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. If you like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And always, share as much kindness as possible.